In the headlines, police continue to investigate the murder of a Rocky Mount man found stabbed to death at his home. A local community college says their new programs are getting job seekers ready for the workplace. And today we bring you a special in-depth look into how this summer's heat has impacted local agriculture. These stories and more coming up on NewsBreak starting now.
From WHIG-TV, this is NewsBreak 31. Now, here's Marie Torres.
Thanks for watching WHIG-TV NewsBreak, your voice in the community. I'm Marie Torres. Police continue to investigate the murder of a Rocky Mount man found stabbed to death at his home. Nearing 1 a.m. Tuesday at Duke's Mobile Home Park, Rocky Mount police say they found 56-year-old James Lynch Richardson lying in the doorway of his residence on 2160 Raleigh Road, Lot 8. This morning, the Pitt County Medical Examiner's Office in Greenville said an autopsy was performed and that Richardson's official cause of death was from multiple blunt and sharp force injuries. This homicide is an ongoing investigation. If anyone has information into this crime, you're asked to contact Twin County Crime Stoppers at 252-977-1111. In other news, while many are trying to stay cool this summer, others are thinking of ways we can beat a possible drought. Today, we take a special look at the oh-so-dry conditions our area has faced this summer and how the average resident can conserve water. The forecasted rain and cooler temperatures coming this weekend stand to help revive our area from taking a beating from the hot and abnormally dry conditions we faced all summer long. Though this summer many have tried to stay cool by finding refuge where they could, some even having a bit of fun with it. Others, like our local farmers, have stood worry-faced as they tended to their crops. Seeing this firsthand is Nash County's Cooperative Extension Director, Charlie Tyson. He enlightened us about what drought is and if our region is facing one.
Drought is when you're dry. I'm not sure if we're technically in a drought situation, but we are very in a water deficit situation with our crops particularly. Our crops are simply using more water than we're receiving from the sky. We began this season with a dry subsoil. Conditions were good for planting. We got crops planted and growers were optimistic. Had a very great start on our crops. But then in June, things began to dry out quickly.
Tyson says growers, most who make a living from what they produce, are having the hardest time.
It's discouraging for our growers when it's so dry. They see their crops deteriorate in the field. They've invested a great deal to plant the crop and begin to manage the crop. And like I said, in the spring, our crops began with a great start, and then with the dry June, we began to see some deterioration. We have had some very widely scattered showers that have helped some areas recover. We have some farms that still have the potential of producing some great yields with great quality with several crops. Then again, we have other farms that have not been so fortunate and they just have not had the showers.
Greg Bunn, the president of Nash County's Farm Bureau, confirms these reports.
There's still dry pockets in this county that, begging for rain. There are some parts in the northern part of the county that won't be able to recover even with rain because of poor germination during the period that moisture is so important. But then there are pockets in the county that have an abundance of rain and really don't need any more right now.
And though some growers are feeling blessed by occasional heavy rains, others are struggling.
It's demoralizing, but it goes with the territory. We had a bad cropping season last year, and it seems like we're on the heels of another one this year. It's still time for it to turn around for tobacco, sweet potatoes, cotton, but the crops that didn't get germination and the late planted soybeans really going to have excellent rainfall.
Even some of the state's million-dollar cash crops are in desperate need this year.
Well, our cotton is blooming now, and is blooming and setting bolls on the plants, and that's the critical time for cotton to receive rain. We have a large expansion in cotton acreage this year, so we need rain on cotton now, and it needs to come once a week. Our tobacco is developing and maturing and ripening, and it needs timely showers. Not as much as cotton right now, but it does need some rain. Sweet potatoes are developing, not the potatoes themselves, but the plants. The sweet potato plants are growing and expanding, and they need showers now. So we have several crops that are in critical stages for rainfall now, more so than 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Among the dry temps and not enough rainfall is the issue of industrial and residential water conservation. According to the National Water Program, an organization that partners with the USDA and the National Institute for Food and Agriculture, water supplies for irrigated agriculture are being consumed by expanding urban populations. So as the city of Rocky Mount grows, so does the demand for water that is also needed by farmers in the Twin County area. And though drought conditions are not severe, as a precaution, earlier this summer, the city issued a voluntary water conservation ordinance. The City of Rocky Mount's Director of Water Resources, Wayne Hallowell, explains.
And our plan is called Voluntary 1, and Voluntary 1 occurs by calendar, regardless of what state our reservoir's in, but it recognizes that our water source is the Tar River, and that at certain periods of the year, the evaporation, the uptake of the trees, we have a lot of agriculture upstream that they need their water too. So the majority of our challenges has to do with our release rate, how much we have to send downriver from our reservoir every day. It's kind of like, so far in July is our biggest water month, and I was just looking at the numbers. And so far, we have pulled 40 million gallons out of the reservoir just about for the entire month of July. And we're releasing 45 million gallons a day.
Hallowell also explains that whether residents are concerned about drought or just reducing their water consumption, there are simple ways to conserve.
The worst enemy that any resident or business has is, believe it or not, is the $2 flat valve that's in the vanity of the toilet. And you really you don't realize it, but when that rubber becomes brittle, then it starts a leaking sensation. And 90% of the people who I have calls from about their water bill, I can go straight to their restrooms and take the vanity off, and I'll cut off the water, and they'll see the water level going down. Or you can take some food dye and actually put about 5 or 6 drops in the vanity, and you'll notice that the bowl water will turn red. But that little $2, $3 item has cost people thousands of dollars.
So whether it's for today or for tomorrow, our dry conditions can be fixed with a little effort from nature and a little from us.
Well, if we would just cool down some, that would help. Our crops can't make forward progress in this extreme heat.
Water conservation I put right up there with people recycling, and it's just the right thing to do.
Reporting in Rocky Mount, Marie Torres, WHIG-TV. For farmers who need more information about our current conditions, they can contact their local farm supply shop or their county's cooperative extension. Tips on water conservation can be found on the City of Rocky Mount's website. When we return on Newsbreak, 2 well-known political leaders will be making their way here this month. More on them right after these words.
Limited time, every new Buick and GMC at Davenport Auto Park is being offered at the GM employee price. Combined with factory incentives, now you can drive out for up to $5,000 below dealer invoice amount. And that's not all. With Davenport's dealership for life, you can even get a free lifetime warranty, plus free oil changes, rotations, and more for no extra charge. Employee price, rebates up to $5,000, free lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer ends soon, only at Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. Still your dealership for life.
Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The business center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Welcome back to WHIG TV Newsbreak. I'm Marie Torres. A former United States Congresswoman and presidential hopeful will be in Rocky Mount this weekend. Sunday, August the 14th, at the Booker T. Washington Theater, former U.S. Representative and Green Party presidential candidate Cynthia McKinney will be the featured speaker as she talks about her recent trip to Libya. She'll also share her belief of the destructive roles NATO and U.S. forces have imposed on the people of that country. The tour she's been doing across America is called Eyewitness Libya. Here she is at one tour stop earlier this summer.
I also knew that my government was lying. I knew, again, yes, that's right. And I knew also that the press were lying. After all, in this country, we've got at least one court decision that says it's okay for the press to knowingly lie to the American people and to the international community. But not only that, we know from just a few years ago with Iraq that 935 times not only were we lied to by our president, vice president, and Condoleezza Rice, but the press readily, zealously printed all of those lies. And since I'm a student of the counterintelligence program, I know that it didn't start with the Iraq War. It started a long time ago.
McKinney is also outspoken about her support for the Palestinian people and conditions in Gaza. Sunday's event in Rocky Mount is being hosted by the organization called In the Name of Humanity. It will begin at 3 p.m. at the newly renovated Downtown Theater on Thomas and Douglas Street. For more information, you can call 252-442-8123. Later this month, North Carolina's Speaker of the House will be in the area. Wednesday, August 24th, Speaker of the House Tom Tillis will be having his legislative town hall meeting at Garner's Barbecue Restaurant on 1331 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The event will begin with a Dutch lunch at 11:30 a.m., followed by the town hall meeting at noon. RSVP is requested, and you can do that with an email reply to speaker.rsvp@ncleg.net. In other news, a local community college says their new programs are getting job seekers ready for the workplace. This month, Edgecombe Community College is offering an array of career-geared courses in their Focus on the Job Market program. The college says the new courses that are available this fall are designed to ramp up the employability of their graduates. Some of those course programs include a pre-engineering and nursing in connection with East Carolina University, as well as a new program in theater, barbering, geospatial technology, and auto repair. Final registration for fall classes is August the 17th and 18th. Classes begin August the 19th. And today is another fun-free concert the whole family can attend. From 6 to 8:30 p.m. tonight will be another downtown live concert in Rocky Mount's Summer Music Series. The concert that will take place on the lawn of the Imperial Center will feature the Tams with their renditions of classic beach music, top 40, R&B, and pop favorites. Doors open at 5 p.m. Admission and parking is free, though food and beverages will be available for purchase throughout the event. Up next, a look at sports and weather. Don't go anywhere.
Limited time. Every new Buick and GMC at Davenport Auto Park is being offered at the GM employee price. Combined with factory incentives, now you can drive out for up to $5,000 below dealer invoice amount. And that's not all. With Davenport's dealership for life, you can even get a free lifetime warranty. Plus free oil changes, rotations, and more for no extra charge. Employee price, rebates up to $5,000, free lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer ends soon, only at Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. Still your dealership for life.
When it's happening to you, you'll hear from us. WHIG TV NewsBreak is reporting on the news, issues, and stories that matter to you. Call us at 252-885-1814. Email us at marie.whigtv@gmail.com or check us streaming live at whigtv.com. We're your voice, ready to bring you the news.
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The business center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Vachavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's take a look at the days ahead in WHIG TV weather with meteorologist Fred Holtzworth. Fred?
Well, the heat has broken down for the next few days anyway, and most of the heat will be back to the west as that system has retrograded or moved back against the normal flow and will be out of our area, so we can look forward to a few cooler days, and then we will have a chance of showers and thunderstorms beginning tomorrow, slight chance, the best chance being on Sunday. A cold front, it's pushed through our area and it will stall down to the south of us through South Carolina, so most of the thunderstorms and rain will be south of that front. Let's take a look at our forecast map and we'll see exactly what's going to be going on. First of all, the area of severe weather for today will be right out in the nation's midsection from the Dakotas southward through Arkansas and from Kansas eastward into central Illinois. Now, we've already seen some strong storms breaking out right in this area in the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. Those are drifting in this manner here, east and southeast. Flash flooding will also be possible over most of Missouri and most of Arkansas today, even into extreme eastern Kansas and eastern Oklahoma. High pressure over Pennsylvania will push cooler, drier air into our area for the next couple of days, and we'll see a decrease in the humidity, and that will certainly be a welcome thing to have. The cold front will stretch inland and become a warm front across Alabama and Mississippi right through this area. As we go farther west, high pressure over the Intermountain region right in here will give a fairly pleasant day to the southwest as well as the Pacific Northwest. Another high pressure system right over Montana and Idaho, and a stationary front in between the two. Well, let's take a look now at our forecast and see what we can expect for the next few days. Partly cloudy today with a high of 93, north wind at 6. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 67. Winds will be calm. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms on Friday with a high of 90 and an east wind at 6. Friday night, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 68 and a light wind. Saturday, partly cloudy, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms with a high of 91 and a southeast wind at 8. Saturday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 70. Sunday will bring showers and thunderstorms in a likely situation with a high of 86. Sunday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 67, and Monday will be sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 64. Our high yesterday, 95. Our low this morning has now dropped down to 66. No.
All right, thank you, Fred. And with us now is our sports reporter, Edward Green. What's going on in sports, Edward?
Well, it was a great time on Wednesday as we traveled to Wilson Flag High School, and we got some good reports to come from there.
All right.
Well, the excitement is starting to build, and it is clearly palpable at Ralph Flag High School in Wilson Wednesday for the Big East Conference kickoff meeting. Now, the football coaches were in attendance, so we asked them for their thoughts about the upcoming season.
Our non-conference schedule with a Bedingfield, Southwest Edgecombe, you know, out of that 2A league, which is a very strong 2A league, and then you got Charlesby, Aycock, and Eastern Wayne, and then we play Fike as a non-conference game too. Well, you know, you had the endowment game, you had that 11-game season schedule, and then you could also have an open date in there. But by them shortening the season, it took away that open date if you decided to play an endowment game. We did not, due to the fact that I think that's just too much. You know, these kids need a break, and as coaches, we need a break. You know.
Well, if we're not dropping the football, then we're gonna pass it. I mean, I think every coach in here feels the same way. You know, because when we get to conference, you know, everybody's now double tight, wishbone, and you got to be able to run the ball in order to compete in our conference. If you can't run, then you're not going to win games. However, but, you know, we see people putting 9 in the box, you know, walking the corners up, free safeties in the run game, and, you know, you got to be able to pass it, because if not, then you're going to get all that stuff inside the box, and it's going to be very difficult to run. So we definitely want to pass more this year, but if we're catching the ball and we're executing, then we will.
When I got there, I don't think there were any expectations, just hoping to finish the season. You know, they had very few ball players and wasn't very successful and so on and so forth. But, you know, we've been able to get some quality kids out, get them in a weight room, get them strong. And like I say, you know, you have to set a high level of expectation for these kids to reach. Most kids are going to do pretty close to what you expect out of them. And if you don't expect a whole lot out of them, you're not going to get a whole lot out of them. So we expect a whole lot out of our kids.
Matt Boswell's the only kid back on our offensive line. You know, from a backfield standpoint, you know, Dion Lavender, who started most of last year for us at quarterback as a freshman, he'll be a sophomore this year, and you know he should have a good year. Hopefully, we can throw the ball just a little bit more. You know, I think you've heard here, you know, from a lot of coaches, you know, this is a run league, and you know, we're going to continue to do that. We're not going to lie about it, but you know, Dion has the ability that he can throw the ball some, and you know, we're going to have to do that to, you know, it's hard to play goal line all the way down the field.
The league is tough. I don't think you can get ready for the league with cupcakes. And coaches have touched on it. We are the best 3A league, top to bottom, in the state. there are people out there that have excellence at the top, but week to week, you've got to line up and be ready to go. Anybody has a chance on any given Friday. At times we were pretty pitiful last year, but we were in some games with some good people, and it's just a tough league.
Again, thanks to the coaches for letting the media pick their brains a little bit. Unfortunately, Fike's football team was unable to be at the meeting, but we hope to get the team's thoughts as we head into the season. Now, most teams will be scrimmaging this Friday before the games start for real next week, including Rocky Mount, who plays at Wake Forest Rollsville. The Griffons will play for an hour against Leesville Road at 7 o'clock. So, Marie, the time is now for some players who have shown what they can do in practice to really put those skills to the test in a game on the field.
All right, and we wish them all the best of luck this year.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Edward.
Thank you, Marie.
That's all for us here today on Newsbreak. We'll see you next week with more news that's impacting the community. For WHIG TV, I'm Marie Torres. Have a great day.